Hello to everybody out in Maryland's beautiful 8th Congressional District in Montgomery County and a tiny little sliver of Prince George's County. It is your Congressman, Jamie Raskin, coming to you this Friday, March 3rd, for my favorite time of the week, Local Hero, and we get to celebrate the people who are making life so wonderful and increasingly wonderful here in Maryland's 8th District. And I've got some very special local heroes for you. Montgomery County Public Schools recently announced the 3 finalists in 2023-2024 for the MCPS Teacher of the Year. And that is going to be announced later on in April, I think April 24th. And that winner will then be considered along with teachers from across the state for Maryland Teacher of the Year. And it's a wonderful process because it gives us the chance to look at the extraordinary people who are teaching, which is an underpaid and unsung profession in many places, not so much in Montgomery County, where we really do treasure our teachers, but still, even in Montgomery County, we don't get a sufficiently close examination of what people are doing and looking at the really extraordinary talent that we have working with our kids. So we decided to invite the 3 MCPS finalists. So this is a little bit like the Academy Awards because only one of them is going to go on to actually be the MCPS Teacher of the Year. But in my heart and in my mind, all of them are already Teacher of the Year because it's really extraordinary what they've done. I wish I had a half an hour to talk to each one of them, but we've only got our customary 6 or 7 minutes to talk to all of them. So let me just go quickly and give you their essential credentials, and then I want to get right into it. Megan Anderson is the 5th grade teacher at Chevy Chase Elementary School. She has a master's degree in elementary education and is duly certified in bilingual special ed. She's been an educator for 23 years, 16 of them in MCPS, and she instills all of her students with a growth mindset and great hard work, and teaches them that they can accomplish anything. Yoonju Moon, April Moon, is a 6th grade English teacher at Ridgeview Middle School, a lifelong learner and often the first to try something new. When MCPS first unveiled the Canvas platform, she learned how to use it and then trained the entire English department on how to use it. She encourages her students to participate in the annual Mosaic Writing Contest for middle schoolers. In the past 6 years, 5 of her students have either won or gotten honorable mentions in that contest. But she's involved in a wide range of activities and holds degrees from Towson and Johns Hopkins. Shannon McKenzie is a child development teacher at Clarksburg High School, an educator for 23 years. She's been teaching in MCPS for 7. She used to own and operate a private preschool for 16 years and worked in the preschool education program at Germantown Elementary. In only her 2nd year at Clarksburg, she has rapidly grown its child development program, more than doubling its enrollment. In the 2nd year, 41 students were enrolled in child development courses the first year. By the next year, 95 students were enrolled. Look, this just scratches the surface of the amazing diversity of activities and service projects that these great teachers are involved in. Welcome to all of you. I salute you for being our local hero. Local heroes this week. And Megan, perhaps I'll start with you. Tell us how you even get nominated for this out of all of the extraordinary talent in Montgomery County. How did you get to this point?
So I was called to the office one morning, and my principal, said to me, "We would like to nominate you for this extreme honor." And I was blown away because I'm surrounded by wonderful staff and teachers and colleagues, and to just be recognized for the work and effort that I put in it blew me away. So it was a great honor to be nominated.
Oh, that's so wonderful. And April, how about you? Were you summoned to the principal's office too? Maybe did you guys think you were in trouble?
I did. It was exactly the way you just described that. I thought that something had happened. And so I was shocked, just the same as Megan, that administration wanted to nominate me. And so I'm surrounded by excellent teachers, teachers that I learned from. So I was very shocked, and it was quite an honor, and it was a humbling experience to be told that I would be nominated.
Well, and Shannon, what about you? Was it the same thing?
Similar experience. Yeah. They had actually already put together the entire nomination package and gotten letters from parents and students and kind of just handed it to me and said that they were nominating me. And they came into my room with the high school kids and announced it. And I was shocked. I thought they were there to tell me I'd won the holiday door contest, which I was really excited about. And this was, amazingly more than that. So I was very again shocked, just like my colleagues here, that surrounded by so many amazing educators that they would even recognize me. And it was very, very exciting and a little overwhelming, to be honest, because I did think I do think there's so many amazing educators.
So have any of you ever met before?
No.
No, okay. So this is the first time you all have met. Well, Shannon meet Megan, and Megan meet April, and April meet Shannon. And
Pleasure. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you both.
But you guys all embody a really wonderful spirit. All three of you spoke immediately about the other great teachers that you work with, and how humbled you were to be put in this position. And so we're not going to look at it as some kind of like vicious Olympic sport or something like that. It's just an opportunity for the community to appreciate everything that you all do. Now, I happen to have a teacher in my family who's our youngest daughter, who has started doing this right out of college, and she did teach for America. I see the part of it that is not all hugs and kisses and being summoned to the principal's office to be told how great you are. I mean, it's a lot of stress working with young people who themselves are under extraordinary pressures these days, are experiencing mental health problems, emotional health problems, COVID-19. The teachers are on the front lines of dealing with everything that's going on. And I'm wondering, April, maybe start with you. How do you maintain such a positive attitude and such an engagement with your work when we're losing so many teachers?
I always have to remind myself on a daily basis and go back to why I got into teaching, part of the reason why. The work that we do is about the future in the making. So every student that I greet at the door, that I say hello to and welcome into my room, I see them as the future President of the United States in the making, perhaps the future researcher that's going to discover a cure for cancer in the making, or
Could you hurry up with that
national athlete in the making. So it makes me feel proud to be someone that, that's passing through their journey in the making of the great people that they're going to become. And when I remind myself of that every single day, it really motivates me to motivate them and to always look to the positives.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Megan, what keeps you going through the plagues and the adversity, and I mean, like anti-Semitism in the schools and just crazy stuff going on?
Sorry. Did you say Shannon or Megan?
Sorry. Megan, why don't you go first, and then I'll turn to you, Shannon.
Okay. Sorry about that. Gosh, what April mentioned is so true. One of the things I think that keeps me going every day is each day is a fresh start. And I think as teachers, we're all very reflective. And one of the things, I spend a lot of time reflecting on every day is my kids as a whole. Yes, the academics is so important, but helping them learn to cope with obstacles and barriers and emotional stressors through mindfulness and growth mindset. And that social emotional piece is huge, and helping them become academically and socially helpful members to the society as the future, like April was saying. And I think the beauty of teaching is, like I said, it's a fresh start. I can go home and say, oh, this didn't work with this kid, but I can try something new. Whether it be something I learned from my colleagues, whether it be something I, read and researched myself. The beauty of teaching is that it's something different every day. And we can be innovative and we can try new things and hopefully reach all of those kiddos and help them be the best they can be.
All right, terrific. Shannon, I want to ask you the same question about what inspires you to keep going. I know you've been both in the private school and your own school and now on the public school side, and what have been your motivating factors?
So I have a very special role here in the high school because I teach a class where I'm encouraging high school students to look at our field, the field of education, as a career. And so I primarily seek to just model what an excited, positive teacher is and does, right? So I am so happy that I have students in my classes that are even considering, being in the educational field. So my job is to just be, sort of my normal positive self and show them that that's what you can be. So one of the things, I have a master's degree in mental health. And so one of the things that I do is really focus, like Megan said, on that social emotional factor. I mean, we know that high school students are dealing with so many factors, and obviously coming off of COVID, but even outside of COVID, high school students have always had some social emotional needs. And so I really sort of wear many hats, right? I can be a counselor one day. I can be an educator one day. I could be, the sports coach one day and motivate them to try out for new things and do new things. And it's really very, motivating for me to come back every day to be able to be that person for those students. And then to encourage them, because I also have preschool students that come here. You can kind of see the preschool classroom behind me, preschool students that come here that get taught by my high school students. So I get to, encourage leadership and skills that they maybe have never experienced before. And that's just motivating for me to come in every day and to be that teacher that is doing that for those high school students. And then, I get to see the little kids too, which is so much fun because that's the kind of from like my previous life. So, getting them ready for kindergarten is really a great experience. And then having the high school student teachers experience that as well. It just, keeps me coming back every day because it's just such a great, a great experience.
Well, it's uplifting to hear these visionary statements about the future and the waves and generations of learning that you all are involved in. And obviously, all three of you seem to derive a lot of joy from interacting with children. And that seems to be, a critical dimension for successful teachers, that you got to, love the work and have that connection with the kids you're dealing with. Well, look, I know that the parents are thrilled with the work you're doing. I know that the principals and administrators in all of your schools give you the big thumbs up and are delighted by what you do. But I'm assuming maybe some of your students are out there watching this now because you guys are local heroes, and maybe it's a family activity for this Friday evening, pizza and maybe a movie, and getting to see their teacher on Local Hero with their local congressman. But if you were to say something to your kids, your students in your classes about what this means to you, why don't we close with that? And perhaps Megan, you'll go first.
Sure. I consider myself lucky to get to come to school every day and work with my kids. They bring me joy. They help me through tough times. And I just hope that I'm able to motivate them and help them be successful in their learning and educational careers, and hope that they'll look back fondly upon their 5th grade at Chevy Chase Elementary.
That's awesome. And Shannon, how about you? What would you say to the kids?
So I think this is a great honor, and I'm super flattered to have been nominated and then to make it to a finalist. But I truly believe that I am just doing what I always do, right? So I'm doing what Mrs. McKenzie always does. So I just, thank everyone that's ever been in my life, and every student's always made an impact in me and on me in some way. And I just, I just feel so honored and, happy to get this acknowledgement. But regardless, I'm just doing what I always do, and I just will continue to do that. So,
well, we hope you do. Thank you. And April, what would you say to your students?
First of all, I would love to say that I love each and every one of you. And so it is my passion. And when I interact with you, I'm always interacting with you with passion and heart. And just like Shannon said, I'm just doing what I love doing every day. And so I'm honored, I'm humbled. Even if it wasn't for the nomination, I would just be continuing to do what I love doing on a daily basis, working with my students and learning. I learn the most from my students. My students are the ones that basically push me and challenge me to be a better teacher, a more effective teacher, and just a better adult even.
Well, that's a very moving way to end with all of these statements. I mean, if this really were the Oscars, I'd have to pull out an envelope and read somebody's name. Luckily, it's not actually. For our purposes, I've got an envelope and I've pulled out all three of your names because all three of you are our local heroes for distinguishing yourselves with your passionate commitment to our kids. You really do make Montgomery County perhaps the greatest place in the entire country for kids to grow up and to have that kind of investment, that kind of love, and that kind of training going into raising them to be the best people that they can be. So thank you for what you're doing on behalf of all of us out here. Thanks to all the other teachers who we know you are just emblematic of, and best of luck to all of you. I hope it's a three-way tie. So good luck in April, and thank you for being our local heroes.
Thank you.
Thank you.